Hi, everyone. This is Sarah Michel with another weekly challenge to God. This week, what I want to talk about is the uselessness of a belief in a God. How the belief in a God itself does not provide any answers about the meaning or the origin of life or the universe, and how belief in a God alone does not give you any morality. I don't believe in a God. I am an atheist. However, I do have a sense of morality. So the belief in a God, for me, certainly is not necessary to stop me from doing things that are considered immoral by myself or by the majority of society. Other people who are believers, who believe in God, some who are deeply religious, commit acts that are considered immoral by the majority of society. The best example are, of course, religious fanatics who commit criminal acts, commit homicide, and even mass murder in the name of their God. So the belief in a God alone certainly is not enough to stop one from committing horrible acts. One of the reasons that I hear people claim why God is important is that without God, you would be immoral. Humans would be beasts, slaughtering and raping each other if it wasn't for the belief in a God. But if that was true, there would be no need for religion. Religion would be useless. If the belief in a God alone would be enough to stop humans from committing atrocious acts, there will be no need for moral codes. There will be no need for religion, or there will be no need for secular laws either. Each human would know in their instincts, would have printed onto themselves a moral code, something that would tell them what is right and what is wrong. And even though you might claim that there are certain behavior aspects of humans that are inherited, biologically inherited, we still need laws in order to maintain social order. So if we need laws, either religious laws or secular laws, that means either you are an atheist or a believer. Humans themselves have the capacity to do things that are moral or immoral. And knowledge of God, certainly, or better, faith in a God, or you can call knowledge of God, because some people claim to know that God is real, even though they produce no evidence for the claim. But anyway, the point is, the belief in a God by itself clearly does not stop people from committing immoral acts. So the belief in a God does not give anyone morality. The belief in a God also does not give anyone any knowledge about the world, about the origin of life and the origin of the cosmos. People who believe in a God think that by their faith or by claiming knowledge on a God, they can explain why, or they explain how the universe began. But that is not an explanation at all. Just simply putting a cause to it without explaining the motives of the cause, without really explaining or demonstrating the properties of the cause, does not explain nothing. Besides, without even providing evidence for such cause, it becomes even more of an useless explanation. In fact, an explanation without evidence only destroys any possibility for inquiry. There will be no need to investigate the origin of life, the origin of the universe, if you simply accept an explanation that is given without any material, verifiable evidence. And like I said, it doesn't really explain anything. You still don't know the mechanisms for which life began. You still don't know what is necessary for life to emerge, or what was necessary for the universe to emerge, and what were the properties of the beginning of the universe, or the beginning of life. Is simply a statement that doesn't really provide nothing. So when you go to what really people say or claim, what you usually see is they rely on religion. They rely on myths to explain the origin of life, to explain the origin of the cosmos. Not really God, but stories that they claim to be told by God. So it's not the belief in God that really explain things, but the myths and the stories that do explain things. And the myths and the stories can only be believed if you believe in a God. So the belief in a God is a requirement to believe in such stories. But the belief in a God alone does not provide you any explanation at all. And the same thing goes for morality. The codes of morality, the codes of conduct, the systems for reward and punishment based on on behavior, or what is considered moral and immoral behavior, come from religious laws. That a belief in a God is a requirement to believe that such laws must be followed. God itself doesn't really mean anything. What really gives you a moral code are religions, and religions require a belief in God in order to be taken seriously. This is what gives them credibility, the belief that they come from a mythical, all-powerful, all-knowing being, or not all-powerful, but from powerful beings that are older and wiser than us and are capable of punishing us for not following their rules. So God, the belief in a God on its own, serves absolutely no purpose. And since it serves no purpose, and since there is no evidence for it, why would I believe in a God? Believing in a God does not give me anything. It does not provide me answers, and it does not make me a moral person. So why the hell would I? There is no reason for me to claim to believe in something if it doesn't meet the standards of evidence that I require for believing in things. The method of inquiry that comes from the scientific and the Cartesian methods. This is my standard for investigating truth. And God doesn't meet the criteria of this method. That's why I say that God isn't real. And until evidence is provided, I will keep saying it. And one of the reasons, and that's something that I always have been repeating lately, people who are believers and can't stand the fact there are atheists, or in my case, an anti-theist, who can't stand that people like myself are out there, they should be thankful that I'm doing this. Because if there is indeed a God that is out there, that is capable of interacting with the world, that is capable of showing his power, that is capable of intervening in the world, if he's out there, I am giving every week an opportunity for this God to provide some evidence, to show to me and every skeptic and every atheist that he is real. People who are believers should be thankful that I'm doing this, because I'm providing opportunity for this God to do something. But he doesn't, and he never will, because he's not real. He doesn't exist. And until evidence is provided, I will keep saying it. I am Sarah Michel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Cheers.